Today I'm in Sacramento, California, at the California Automobile Museum. Now, having spent the last couple of weeks travelling up and down California, I've put 2,000 miles on the rental Chrysler 300S. I have previously visited the Peterson Museum in LA, and I would highly recommend visiting the California Automobile Museum. It is just $10 to get in, and the parking is free, unlike the Peterson Museum, which is $20 and $17 parking. And also here, I've been walking around for the last 3 hours, kindly guided by Chuck Salt. There are many willing volunteers in the museum, happy to guide you around, and I highly recommend a visit. So what I'm going to do is have a quick walk around. I'm not going to talk too much, but I just thought for anyone that might not be able to get across here, I'd love to share the experience. Hi. They have these monthly exhibits which change. So the last one was this saline special. A few weeks ago they had a British special, so this was full of British cars. And they're moving on to wood, or woodies I think they call them. So these are getting ready to take over centre stage. According to my guide, there are only 3 replicas in the whole place. I think there's this, the original car, the first automobile. This is a replica, but it's working. I'm being told that every so often they do drive this around. This footage on screen here may be familiar to some people, but it's just days before the earthquake of 1906 in San Francisco. Plenty of early Fords, of course. It's a replica of the Ford quadricycle, showing how Ford had to knock bricks out of his wall to remove it. Model C. two Model Ks. Model K Roadster, Model K Touring. Right-hand drive before they started moving everything to left-hand drive. A Model T in red, and it explains on here that despite what they have you think, you could get them in plenty of other colours. In fact, there's a yellow one somewhere over here. This Metz, this was a kit car. There were lots of manufacturers, early manufacturers, that didn't quite make it, or make it long term, should I say. There's plenty of cars that you may not have heard of. Personally, I haven't. I'm not big on classic cars until this is the most interaction I've had with classic cars today than in my whole life, and really do appreciate the amount of time that Chuck spent with me. Learned quite a lot. The headlights on cars used to be acetylene, so I keep walking backwards and forwards, remembering things. So the lights you can see here would have been oil, and the lights you can see here would have been acetylene, which I was very surprised to learn about. I didn't know they'd be doing that. But rather than carry the acetylene around, this creates acetylene, which is apparently much safer. I can't remember what the ingredients required were. Let's check that out. I do like these mirrors on the floor, which allow you to look under the vehicle. Let's try and speed through some of these. There's quite a lot to see here, it really is, for $10 entry. The place was set up by Car Fanatics. It is a non-profit. There's even a Model T here that you can sit in. The very early models only had 2 pedals. Chuck was telling me, if I remember correctly. What we got the brake. I can't remember now. That was the gear selector. There was 2 gears. This was actually the throttle. This was the timing. Oh, don't know, I did myself for forgetting which pedal did what. Maybe look that up and put a subtitle on. Steam power. Got a Model T chassis there and a Model A chassis here. Something Chuck pointed out about this car, quite interesting. So, old Lincoln, owned by the founder of the Bank of Italy, which became the Bank of America. He was known for improving the economy drastically at the time, and he complained that he'd be able to do a lot better job if he could drive faster than the 45 mile an hour speed limit of the time. And so they fit his car with a siren and a red light, which allowed him to exceed the speed limit, like the emergency services. I won't pretend that I know a lot of the cars that I'm looking at. I know the more popular, fashionable, like the sort of ones that are fashionable in films, but that's about it. So, Bel Air here. Another one that you're allowed to get inside. This is the absolute dream. Bench seats. I would absolutely love a car with bench seats. Oh, it smells like a smoker's on this. Yeah, definitely. Wow. Can you imagine? I mean, fit like 4 people in the front, 4 people in the back. It's huge. Very, very wide car. Show you something interesting. That's where you fill the car up. Pontiac GTO, obviously recognisable. Ford Mustang, of course. Chevy Impala, beautiful. These always remind me of GTA San Andreas. Camaro, Eldorado, but this is a blinged up one. AMC Pacer. Funny they don't consider this a classic particularly, nor do they this Plymouth Satellite, but it's more to do with the owner, the California's governor between 75 and 82, Jerry Brown, and his girlfriend's Porsche. Camry, everyone loves a Camry. Probably still one of the best selling cars in America, of course. Eldorado, lovely. Now this is quite interesting in a strange way. We've got a transverse engine. This is only a 2.6 litre by, who was it by? Mitsubishi. So we've got a 2.6 litre engine by Mitsubishi, and it's a front wheel drive, which was very unusual at the time, 80s America, to have a front wheel drive car. Model A, another Model T, quite a few Model Ts here. Another Model A, mail truck this time. Honda FCX, fuel cell vehicle. Apparently they're only sold in California. I don't know where else in the world they're sold, but in America apparently they're only sold in California because it's the only place with enough hydrogen fuel stations. Chuck was explaining to me that the seat in the back, God, I forgot the name already. So Chuck was explaining to me that these rear seats in these old cars are called the rumble seats, and he was explaining that he used to ride along in the back of them. This is a one of one car built using parts from the junkyard from loads of different cars, and over on the other side there is a motorhome built by the same person. Henry Ford's wife's personal car. Completely custom. The Model A. Model B, Austin 7. Honestly, it looks like it must belong to the fire department. Don't say that though. That has got to be fire engine red though. Another car you're allowed to sit in. I've seen quite a few of these gracing the roads of California. Just absolutely love these. Doubt I'd be able to afford one now. Pontiac, of course, don't exist anymore. So this is the relative of that car built from the junkyard. I think it's absolutely wonderful, this thing. I mean, I wouldn't have a clue which cars these parts come from. It just looks absolutely amazing. Must have required so much metal work. Untouched, genuinely untouched. Looks like it's leaking something as well. Suppose they are a modern classic, to be honest. A few British cars, not many. MGB, MGTC, and a Triumph TR3. It's apparently the most expensive car here. A genuine Shelby Cobra, owned by Tony Hogg. Apparently he races this as well, of course. DeLorean. Can't really have a car museum without one. Dodge Viper. I can't remember the exact engine on there. Is it an 8 litre V10 or something daft? Yeah, 8 litre V10. I bet these are expensive now. This next car I think is absolutely stunning. Lamborghini Countach. Swap that around. So this was owned by someone Forbes, of like the Forbes magazine and stuff like that. I'm not clued up on the guy, but it's the colour. The colour is absolutely stunning. Gold interior. Yeah, really do love a Countach. Just got such a presence. Lamborghinis in general do have that presence, but I mean, you imagine seeing one of these in the late 80s. Unbelievable. Of course. Magnum PI. This vehicle was owned by 20th Century Fox and driven by Lois Lane in Superman. Nash Rambler. Used to be a big fan of the Beetle, but come to fall out of love with it, to be honest. I won't go into the reasons, but they don't do the same for me that they used to. That is a rather elaborate roof, amazing. Big boot otherwise, if you're not storing the hood. We get flats that take up less space than this. I bet there are people renting apartments that aren't bigger than the floor space that's taken up. So California Auto Museum embracing electric's part in history, although it starts a lot earlier than certain car manufacturers would have you believe. Electric cars have been around since the beginning. Prius, of course. Yeah, this is a Nissan X-Trail fuel cell vehicle, and it's actually on loan from Nissan. It's a great visual of the system. Very, very rare car, the EV1. I think there was one at the Peterson Museum, if not two. It's just another Nissan electric car. And on the left here we've got the cars which are coming up for sale, most of them except those woodies over there. This is a replica Cobra, and it's the one that was used in the Ford versus Ferrari film. Belongs to the same guy that owns the Shelby Cobra over there. I was surprised by the price of this Corvette here. Honestly thought these would be a lot more money than they are. This one's priced at $16,550. Well, I think if I had that sort of money to spare, I'd struggle to say no to that. It looks in very, very good condition. These are a few of the cars that are going on an exhibit in the next week or so. Another one for sale there. Ford Model TT. We've got the Corvettes, which were an exhibit from a car club. Funny car. NASCAR. I have to admit, this doesn't do much for me personally. This would be a land speed racer, yeah. Two small block Chevy engines, 750 horsepower apiece, belt drive, and what it looks like they do is one engine drives the front wheels, two wheels very close to each other, and the other engine drives the back wheels. Car's already disappearing. Of March. Woody's coming.
Coil pack delivers electrical current to the spark plug, as directed by the ECM, or Engine Control Module. The ECM is
very
a
good little
computer
section,
that performs
this.
many core engine functions.
Furnished by IKEA.
Valve open and close time, air to fuel ratios, etc. The alternator works like a power generator, converting
Rumble seat.
mechanical energy into electricity.
You're not allowed to sit in that bit, but you are allowed to sit inside the front. Wow, that looks unkind on the knees.
Provides power to the cell.
I don't think I'm going to try and get in there, to be honest.
Oil. Motor oil is used to lubricate and prevent corrosion.
Well, these are the sort of things that I really do love. Unfortunately, this isn't connected anymore. But I do like these cut-out engines to show people. I mean, I'll admit that there's still a lot of things I need to learn about engines.
Oil flows to the engine and back to the oil pan for recirculation.
Interesting.
Oil rests in the oil pan for concentration. The oil pump keeps oil properly pressurized and flow.
See, quite an early engine to have an oil pickup. Prior to this, not many engines had pickups. They used to just rely on splash. Open gearbox here.
Exhaust flows to the catalytic converter, which captures toxic chemicals and then out through the muffler. Finally, here's the full function all the way
Something that's still, no matter how many times I learn how they work, it seems like magic. Differential.
Connected by a smaller gear to a source of power.
non-J-Phone greater than glass. And this is a problem.
We
So I think I've covered everything. I'm gonna go buy something from the gift shop now, go get a magnet for the fridge, and try to find a junkyard to go for a rumble round. But yeah, I really hope that some of you like this and come and visit. I highly recommend it. The staff are absolutely great, knowledgeable, volunteers, and yeah, I think this is, I really do believe this is something worth supporting. So thanks for watching.